Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Josie Badger, and I'm so honored and privileged to be here with you today. I am a business owner, I'm a person with a disability, and I'm a disability activist. And so this topic is near and dear to my heart. And so I'm so glad that I can talk to you a little bit today. So, what I want to share with you is a little bit about some of the progress that Pennsylvania has made in the realm of disability employment and addressing poverty, but also ways that you can be involved in making more changes in the future. I might be a little bit biased, but I am so grateful for the work done here in the Pittsburgh region through FISA and through United Way of Southwestern Pennsylvania and through the Family Care Act and the Women and Girls Foundation. So if I speak about that a lot, that's why I'm a little bit biased. But there's stuff that's happening locally that is changing the lives of Pennsylvanians with disabilities throughout the state. And I want you all to know that although this webinar has a lot of pieces that don't sound promising, there is so much that we can be doing, and we could use your help to continue to improve the lives and employment and ending poverty for people with disabilities. So first, I want to talk about the hashtag I Want to Work campaign that is based out of the United Way of Southwestern Pennsylvania. I am the campaign manager for that campaign. And since 2016, we have gotten 3 pieces of legislation passed that will improve the lives of people with disabilities, specifically in the realm of employment and ending poverty. The first piece of legislation that was passed in 2016 was work opportunities for high school students with disabilities. This bill made sure that students with disabilities were getting support through the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation to get trained on jobs, but even more so to be able to have paid work experience while in high school. And the reason that that is so important is because individuals, all students with and without disabilities who receive paid work experience before they graduate from high school are 6 times more likely to have jobs and paid employment after high school than those who have not received support. Then in 2018, we worked on Employment First Pennsylvania. And what this bill did was it now has the state government work together across all of the departments to try to eliminate barriers for people with disabilities who want to work. And it states that in Pennsylvania, the primary goal for all adults, including those with disabilities, is paid integrated employment. So what that means is that individuals will receive at least minimum wage in an environment with people with and without disabilities. Now, that is the goal. That is not true for everyone, obviously, but that is the goal for everyone. And then the last piece of legislation that was written, lobbied for, and ultimately passed through the work done by hashtag I Want to Work is the MOD, Medical Assistance for Workers with Disabilities, Workers with Job Success Act. This bill, just like the previous 2 that I mentioned, was unanimously passed by the House and Senate and signed by the governor. This bill will allow people with disabilities to earn more, save more, and still be able to receive medical assistance and home and community-based services. If you don't know much about the MOD program, MOD stands for Medical Assistance for Workers with Disabilities, in Pennsylvania, I highly encourage that you go to the Pennsylvania Health Law Project or the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services page to find out more. But this will allow more people to not only work more and earn their potential, but then also be able to save more, be able to look for saving for retirement, buying a home, and actually get married as well. Because, as probably you guys know, the income of a spouse is counted towards a person's eligibility for benefits. And so this will allow individuals to marry and not be scared to lose medical assistance. This does not impact Social Security or Social Security disability. So this is only for medical assistance. These bills were passed because of support through United Way and other generous supporters, but also because of our advocates, people with disabilities, and our allies. That is what got this done. So there's always hope that things can change, but only through work. And that's why I encourage all of you to be more involved and to support our work. Right now, there's additional things that are being done. There's a new piece of legislation that has set up a pilot project across the state to include disability, culture, and history into regular education classroom curriculum. Because just like every other civil rights movement, we have a history as well. And that's going to be so helpful. And we're the first state that will really have this implemented to this full extent. Then we also have a new group called the Disability Employment and Empowerment Caucus. And this group just started. It's bicameral and bipartisan, which means people in the House and the Senate who are Democrat, Republican, or third party will be coming together to talk about the barriers to employment and how we and the legislators can work together to address those barriers. I would really encourage you to look at I Want to Work website, and if you Google PA I Want to Work, you'll be able to find that website. I would also encourage you to look at Pennsylvania Family Care Act, which you can also Google. That is a bill that's being worked to pass that would allow caregivers to receive paid time off to care for our loved ones with medical needs or disabilities, and would allow people with disabilities, if they have an injury or surgery, to take time off without fearing the loss of all pay. In that same website, the PA Family Care Act, there's a program called TRAIL that is training advocates with disabilities to work directly with legislators and people in leadership positions. That program is meant to develop a network of people with disabilities throughout the state who are able to lobby, to advocate, to support the education of our leaders around disability-related issues. And so please take a look at it, share information about it. The more the merrier. So thank you all for being a part of this webinar and for listening to this and joining our